Hello everyone, this is Terry. Welcome to my YouTube channel Amethystastrotarot, and I'm a practicing astrologer and a tarot reader. For your professional requests for chart readings or tarot readings, you can always contact me through the links in the profile. So today, this video is about the first decan of Aries. Actually, at the moment, as you know, I mean, in the last days, Sun started his journey in the sign of Aries, and by that spring equinox started, and also we went into the astrological new year. And at the same time, in each sign, we have the degrees. To every 10 degrees of 30 degrees is called a decan. I won't go into the details how decans were started used, I mean, being used in the Egyptian time and how it came to our time. But it's also true that it's used within the practice of tarot as well, especially with the Minor Arcana cards. But what I'm going to do is like trying to explain it from the views of the tarot and also astrology. And later I will present one chart where we have some public figure where we have the sun in that specific decan of that time that I'm speaking. Speaking of which, again, I said today already the sun is in the first decan of Aries, and it's 4 degrees at the moment. And by chance, the chart that I'm going to be presenting is also 4 degrees, the Aretha Franklin chart. I wrote an article about Aretha Franklin and discovering her genius through her natal chart, and I will put that link for the people who are interested in reading more about that subject that I have written, and it was also published in the astrological journal of the Astrological Association in UK, and also later published in astro.com. These are not, none of them are any kind of promotions. It's only where the article has been published. So having said that, normally, I mean, all the signs that we have in the zodiac, they have their natural rulers, and for the Aries, which is cardinal and fire sign, the natural ruler is Mars. And so in any case, whatever placement that we have in Aries, it's always good to look at where Mars is in our natal charts as well, to understand what kind of an impact that Mars, that in a way fighting spirit, the warrior, or the bravery, courage, and also, I mean, like all this assertiveness and sometimes impatience, but also energy, enthusiasm is coming through, and what kind of an impact it has on the other placement as well. So, as the signs have nature rulers in terms of decans, that 10 degrees parts in each sign have their own rulers as well. So there are a few systems to understand which ruler could be used. There's one system is the descending order system, and in that system we look at the planets in the order of their speed, and like from the slowest to the most the fastest, let's say, how it goes, and that we have the Saturn at the top and the Moon at the bottom, or you can, if you look from the fast to the slow, you can look at the other way around. The thing is that what is interesting, that Aries is the first sign, And as I say, in the descending order, if you think that, okay, so Saturn is the slowest, if we are going to start from there, you would expect that Saturn would be the actually the Decan ruler in the descending order. But especially considering the northern hemisphere and all this awakening from the winter and all those, I mean, like you need energy from the passage from the transition from the winter to the spring. And also we are thinking about like that as the sun is going through all the signs of zodiac, and it's in Pisces. It's a more, of course, what we call more passive sign, and also it's like I mean, it's a more emotional sign, water sign, and it's transition from there to another stage to Aries. I mean, you need more energy to bring out as well, I think, in that sense. And also, I mean, as I said, I mean, the beginning of the spring, especially in the northern hemisphere, is a period that uh, after all that much rested period in winter, we can now start doing things. So we would need some kind of ruler that will say, okay, go, which would be in this case Mars. Yeah, so in descending order, Mars would be the decan ruler for the first decan of Aries. And there is another system, which is, I want to explain this in the other videos. Probably this could be referred as the explanation of the decans in general. So there is this triplicity order, which means that the signs which have the same elements, in this case, as I said, Aries is fire, so it will start Aries. Okay. Uh, Nature ruler Mars, so it would be Mars. After Aries, in the same triplicity, fire. Next one that comes after Aries is Leo, so the second decan would be ruled by, according to triplicity order, by Sun, because Leo is ruled by Sun. And the third fire element sign is Sagittarius. So the third decan, Sagittarius, is ruled by Jupiter, so the third decan ruler, according to the triplicity order, would be Jupiter. So that is the logic how you find about the triplicity, and in descending order, as I explained, from the slowest to the fastest planet. So then when we look at the first decan of Aries, we have this nature ruler Mars, descending order ruler Mars, triplicity order Mars. We have all this complete uh, fiery energy of Mars. Also, all this, and I mean, like energetic, enthusiastic, everything coming through Mars would be in the first decan of Aries. And the thing is that the minor arcana that is associated with the first decan of Aries is also two of wands, and it's generally thought that, I mean, that in the first decan there is much kind of a much that starter energy, you know, that is you are trying to plan and trying to take some actions. And in that sense, I have this book, which is by the Bernice Prillet Grabner, and also she's indicating in this book is that it's very interesting that um, according to her, the first decan represents the physical influence. So, and in that sense, when interpreting the first decan from her book, the decanates a full view, the page 1, according to this, um, we will have this Mars energy again. So we are really referring the complete Mars energy when we talk about the first decan of Aries. And in that sense, I mean, really the Mars in the natal chart could be really important in understanding what kind of this fighting spirit, the warrior, and as I said, the courage, the spirit to go ahead to take that initial step has an impact on whatever placement is in the first decan of Aries. Of course, since uh, it is easier to follow with the sun, that is that is changing sign more or less every month. We are following the construe that, but we can do it for any placements as well. I mean, like any planet placements as well. So we have to keep that in mind. So we can, when we look at a chart, we can say that, I mean, if you are working with seven traditional planets, actually we could get 21 different versions uh, of things as well. I mean, having said that, I talked about 201s, but I don't think so that I will be showing 201s. We can look if I can find the card right away. That's how I do a lot. I mean, like I decide to look at things and then see what we can do. Of course, I mean, this is a image that is I'm going to sharing with would be from the Wikipedia common. So I will put the references in terms of uh, where I got the source, and these are generally free of copyright things. So to be on the safe side. So I will share the 201s first, and then I will come to the um, chart that I will have the suninaries, which would be Aretha Franklin's chart. I will just have a look at the sun and how it could uh, be reflected in Aretha Franklin's life. That would be a short thing like that. Okay, 201s. So when I look at the 201s, okay, I managed this time. Why do I have a pencil? I have no idea. Thank you for the pencil, Zoom. And when we look at the 201s here, I could see that that we have this person. You see, I mean that he has already the Ace of Wands, which is the first of wands that is started, and then he's holding to the second one, and he's looking, and then there is the globe, and it's like asking like what next? I mean, like thinking about the other actions that he can take. Sometimes it is interpreted as like, where could I conquer more? Where can I go? Where could I mean, like expand my um, empire in case that it's an emperor, or it could be a merchant. So that could be a question of like where can I go to expand my philo or that kind of thing. I mean, in that sense, but it's a question of what kind of plans, actions, steps can I take? That's the part that we are still thinking about, that physical action and what could be done, which goes actually the Grebner's thing of the Mars as well. I mean, like that the first decade, it's like the physical part that is you are doing. I mean, but it's I think as physical as it is, I mean, like, because there is the Mars fiery energy, there's also, I still think that there is also this uh, uh, energy of thinking, reflecting, and you are trying to understand what I could do what I could do next. So in that sense, I think there is still a bit of planning part in this 201s and in the areas parts. But I believe that when we consider in terms of the astrology and the chart interpretations, we would be seeing more like, now let's take that action, now let's take the lead, let's do this, let's do that, action, action, action. Then we can see the really Mars. It's also true that I mean, like, we cannot always, I believe that we, when coming to minor arcana cards, it can be sometimes hard to I mean, associate every single bit in the cards with the soul of the Decans. I will stop the sharing here with the uh, second or ones here. And I mean, like, as I said, so we can think about, like, in a way, planning and what next. So actually, in a way, you are on the way to get uh, new actions, take new steps, make a move in that sense with the Mars in Aries, and also it's like I'm ready to um, gear myself up, whatever is coming ahead. So I'm brave, I'm bold, I can do anything. That kind of energy. Also, it's here in spring, it's like sun and the flowers and everything. The nature is waking up. So let's go. Let's go. Let's wake up and let's go. That kind of energy we are talking about. Coming to the chart, let's see how the chart is. Let me share that with you as well. Uh, This is the Aretha Franklin's chart, as we can see. And as I said, she was born on the 25th of March, 1942 in Tennessee. And her sun is in Aries and 4 degrees, 50 minutes. And sun according to the what we call in traditional astrology, especially essential dignities, is exalted. That's a place of exaltation for the sun, Aries. It's like, yeah, I'm in paradise in a way. So it's like I can shine the mighty sun, that thing like can shine as much as it can with the all that enthusiasm, all that courageous X that is coming through the Aries is saying in a way. And in case of Aretha Franklin, we can see that Sun is in Aries in the fifth house. So in that sense, I mean, like, in a way, Sun is about our identity, our self-expression, how we shine and how we, I mean, like, in a way, it's our like conscious part of our um, who we are, conscious part of who we are, because that generally, I mean, when we look at moon, it's more like the subconscious part, inner world, and it's like sun is more like our outer shell. The other one is inner shell, and sun is our outer shell. So this is the how, I mean, like, Aretha Franklin was expressing herself. And in the fifth house is of course associated with lots of things such as fun, leisure, romance, children, but there's performing, that is like that exhibition, and then uh, and whatever capabilities, creativity, or that kind of energy you have, is a place that you can show to the people. That's, I think it's a place that is like Aretha Franklin was born to perform, to show her skills, to share it with, I think, everyone in a way, because it shouldn't be stay hidden. It should be out. So it's in a way, and that kind of placement could also say that she would do anything. I mean, fight for showing and putting that performance, and then also getting the, in a way, the claps and getting the recognition by anyone. Um, so that's a really powerful way of expressing herself. That's a really also quite armed and quite, um, in a way, very brave way of putting herself out, where she could really shine. And if you think that, I mean, the instances that happened throughout her life, there were moments that she would, well, she was like, okay, I'll do it. I can do it. I'm doing it. It's like, without even like maybe taking a moment and saying that, okay, should I or not? No, that's me. It's me. I can do it. That's in my capacity. Uh, I have the uh, courage, and I have the um, initiative, and I have all this, whatever it takes this thing to be done, I'm going to do it. I will do it. Which happened, I think, in one of the performances. I think that she sat and studied the, uh, I think, Ida, the some part from the Ida, and she just did it. And I think that when we look at her Mars in Gemini, we can see that uh, more rational and mental uh, courage and mental fighting spirit that she could have uh, within herself, in order to, I think, connecting with other people. I mean, it could be like, especially the people that could be romantically in her life, or it could be anyone that she could be related in that sense, because it's a seventh house Mars in Gemini. So, in that sense, I think Aretha Franklin's, especially looking her life story and how she could uh, go and lead things in her life, uh, e- even the moments that you would think that no one could dare. They're not there, I mean, in the sense like how dare, but it's like no one would have the courage to do this. You would see Aretha Franklin there, the singing, or in some cases marching, doing things, maybe her way, because there is this thing with the areas that my way, I mean, either my way or no way, but at the end of the day, doing things in the boldest way possible. And I think that's one of the powers that made her the queen of soul with a very young age. I think she was around 25 or 26 years old after trying many years, and in the end, once she shone, no one could have dimmed that light because she had this all this energy to move forward all the time because that's what she was for probably in this world, to keep going and and to continue taking all these initial steps. And also I think that, I mean, that of course there are other placements in the charts, but I think that it's also in a way uh, being a pioneer, being a leader, that there is this leadership in what she was doing. I mean, like doing it um, for the first time, or being the first singer doing it like that, or being the first singer singing it like that, or being the first musician playing it like that. I think that kind of leadership was very prominent in her life as well. I think that I could, and there is this really Mars, that that quite enthusiasm and assertiveness. Yeah, of course, there were moments like that. Maybe there was quite impatience, and sometimes it's like, that because you cannot do it, achieve it, so it comes sometimes with um, you can get frustrated about the situation, but overall, it was like always this uh, going forward energy, I think, made uh, Aretha Franklin who she was, and how we have known her, and how she shone uh, on the stage and did whatever it needed to take. But I think working hard, we have to say that, like that, Saturn in Taurus, working hard was one of the um, uh, most important things in her life. I mean, that of course there is this stamina, and there is this um, uh, power, but there is also this thing like, I'm not going to give up. I think this is in general what we can say about the Mars uh, in Aries, and the first decan of Aries as well. And I actually didn't decide what will be the next chart. Again, I will be presenting the Sun in Aries, this time the second decan. I have kind of an idea about what would be um, I think the third decan one, which would be probably, if I'm not mistaken, it would be Adrian Brody that has the Sun in the third decan, which I had looked into that before the after the Golden Globes and before the Academy Awards. So I have some kind of information about his chart as well. I mean, if you have any ideas, or you think that, and if you have any familiarity with the decans, and for the next upcoming decans, if you have any public figure that you come to your mind, then you may say that, okay, Terry, let's go and look into this chart, or could you have a look at this chart? I would be more than happy to do this. So it's enough that you can only leave a note or comment for me, so that I would be able to do that as well. I think for today, that would be that. I know that some of the words I think I repeated quite a lot, but I think with all that the Mars and Aries energy, it's like you feel like, yeah, you make a kind of a emphasis on these words, and try to give the energy that is coming out of that Mars Aries combination in a way. So I wish all the best and hope to see you in the second decan of Aries when Sun moves into the second decan of Aries, which would be probably in a few days, 6 days time. So see you soon in that video. But soon we have a solar eclipse, partial solar eclipse coming up on the 29th of March, and hopefully I will make a video. I may have a talk on Instagram, but until it is confirmed, I don't want to say anything about that. And also for the Decans, I will have a talk in May, and when it is also 100% confirmed, I will be giving information about it as well. For the moment, that's it from me. Hope to see you in other videos in the upcoming days. Bye bye.